as your very best friend.
I'm pleased to see you too, boy.
Hola, hola, bienvenidos. Yo soy Susan Justiniano, RescuePoetix, and I would like to welcome everyone to Palabras y Poesía. Vamos a empezar en unos minutos. Estamos esperando que más personas, that more people join us. I'm a little nervous, so I'm going to be flipping between Spanish and English. Y quiero decir muchas gracias a ustedes por estar con nosotros. Esperamos un tiempo muy bien y compartimos con nuestra gente. So, par de minutos vamos a empezar. Gracias. Por favor, si puedes, coge unos minutos to introduce yourself en el chat. Decir hello, su nombre, si no lo tiene en el screen, y también para darnos un poquito de información de usted. Un poquito más de información de nuestro evento esta noche. Estamos haciendo closed captioning. También estamos haciendo Spanish language interpretation. And I don't really know how to say that in Spanish. Crystal, how do you say sign language interpretation in Spanish?
Interpretación de señas.
There you go. Y la hermosa señorita que dijo eso es Crystal, y ella va a estar con nosotros esta noche. Para que sepan, ella tiene un cabello oscuro y largo, tiene un ribbon o headband amarillo, ¿sí? Amarillo, yes, perfecto. Y tiene la pared detrás de ella una puerta en el color blanco y una plant, right? En la izquierda, ¿sí? Muy bien, gracias. So, ustedes pueden, you can pin her la información para que puede conocer lo que ella está haciendo de momento. Puede también cambiar el view del Zoom para incluir a todo the gallery view. Esta tarde vamos a hacer un poquito de sharing de video, de música y de taller para escribir. Tenemos con nosotros hoy Wendelin, Carmen y yo. Pero en este momento lo que yo quiero hacer, what I would like to do is introduce our cultural affairs. Gretchen or Christine, I don't know which one of you would like to speak. Please feel free to unmute yourself.
Hola. Hello, everyone. I'm Christine Goodman. I'm the Director of Cultural Affairs for the City of Jersey City. And I'd like to thank you for joining us on behalf of Mayor Stephen Fulop, the Jersey City Municipal Council, and the Office of Cultural Affairs. I'd like to thank Gretchen von Koenig, who is here with us on our team, and Tykewell Haley, who is also with us tonight from Cultural Affairs. And we're really glad to be with you. We're glad to be presenting Palabras y Poesía and celebrating National Poetry Month, which is very special to me as a writer and a lover of poetry, special to Cultural Affairs and our city, as we believe in sharing the spoken word with the city and with the people who are joining us tonight, and as far as we can reach in this digital realm, to really connect us all through the love of poetry. And as part of that, we are proud to have a poet laureate, RescuePoetix, your MC and poet for tonight. And so thank you, Rescue, for all you do for the community of Jersey City. We are proud to have you representing us as our poet laureate. And I wish everyone a wonderful evening.
Gracias, Christine. Thank you very much, Christine. And we're looking forward to doing more events like this for poetry and for the city of Jersey City. Esperamos que vamos a hacer más eventos como este, de español e inglés, bilingüe, in both languages, para que podamos to reach further y tocar más personas y hacer más poesía, hacer más creatividad. So, un poquito, para dejarles saber a ustedes, we are recording the session, estamos grabando esto hoy, para usar en el futuro. Si usted no quieren que te grabe el image, puede apagar su video. También puede tener apagado su your microphone, there we go, your microphone. So you can have your microphone turned off as well. So tonight,
Lo pueden apagar.
Dilo otra vez.
El micrófono lo pueden apagar abajo de la pantalla.
Gracias. ¿Sí? Teamwork makes the dream work. So aquí estamos esta noche. Estamos para enseñarse. Crystal, ya ella tiene la información y si quiere cambiar como view el screen en Zoom, puede cambiarlo para Gallery View si usted quiere. Pero lo que yo voy a tratar de hacer es to pin and to spotlight para que todo puede ver a la misma vez. So vamos a empezar esta noche. Aquí tenemos, vamos a empezar con algo de movimiento. Vamos a empezar con algo como nosotros estamos pasando tanto tiempo delante de la computadora, in front of the screen, en Zoom, en WebEx, en Teams, en lo que sea. A veces los ojos nos dan problemas, se te pone bien tired. And una cosa lo que a mí me gusta hacer a veces is to do exercise, ejercicio para los ojos, o hacer un ejercicio que se llama tapping. Y lo que yo voy a hacer ahora es, I'm going to share my screen y un video. Un momento, por favor, para que pueda encontrar el video. Y lo que vamos a hacer, coger 2 minutos, 4 minutos, y vamos a hacer un poquito de ejercicio, un poquito de movimiento. Después vamos a empezar. So aquí estamos.
After spending a few hours in front
Y esto está en inglés.
get tired, they get strained, and I find that I hold a lot of tension in my eyes. And when that happens, I sometimes get a tension headache. My shoulders start to become tight, and my whole body really takes on sort of this overall level of stress. And that's just from my eyes being strained. What happens when we carry tension in the muscles around our eyes is it can become so intense over a long period of time that it can actually pull your eyeballs into different shapes, which can cause vision problems. And what I'd like to do today is do some EFT to relieve the tension in the muscles around our eyes. We'll start by closing our eyes. And that's a great thing to do to take a break at your computer or anytime. Give your eyes a little bit of a rest and let them relax. What I want you to tune into while your eyes are closed is if there is any tension that you can notice in the muscles around your eyes. Do you notice it at the bottom or the sides of your eyes? For me, I notice it right in the crease at the top of my eyes. And get an idea of how strong this tension is and rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the most intense, 1 or 2 being very slight tension. Let's do some EFT. We'll start at the karate chop point. Tap here with as many fingers as you can and repeat after me. Even though I'm carrying all this tension in the muscles around my eyes, I truly and deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm holding all this tension in my eyes, I truly and deeply love and accept myself. Even though I'm carrying all this tension in the muscles around my eyes, I truly and deeply love and accept myself. Starting to tap at the eyebrow point, repeat after me. All this tension I'm holding in my eyes. All this tension I'm holding in the muscles around my eyes. All this tension I'm holding in my eyes. All this tension and tightness I'm holding in my eyes. All this tightness in the muscles of my eyes. All this tension I'm holding in my muscles. All this tension I'm holding in the muscles around my eyes. All this tension I'm holding in the muscles around my eyes. All this tension I'm holding in all of the muscles around my eyes. Take a deep breath. Now we just did one round of EFT, and I know my eyes are already feeling a little better. Close your eyes and then tune in to how they're feeling. Where do you notice the tension? Has it shifted? Has it changed? Rate yourself again on a scale of 1 to 10 and see how you're doing. You might want to repeat this whole process on your own using your own words. Don't worry.
I don't know about you, but I certainly feel a little bit better. My eyes, los ojos están un poquito mejor ahora. Y lo que vamos a hacer ahora, vamos a compartir con una información que por mí es bien importante y para las personas aquí. Vamos a empezar con los reconocimientos with acknowledgements based on the information that we have here. Y yo voy a tratar, Carmen, would you be kind enough to read this in Spanish, please? And if you give me one second.
Of course. Dado que nuestras actividades se comparten, Susan?
Yeah, hold on. Un momento. Okay, go ahead.
Dado que nuestras actividades se comparten digitalmente en Internet, tomemos un momento para considerar el legado de la colonización incrustada en la tecnología, las estructuras y las formas de pensar que usamos todos los días. Estamos utilizando equipos e Internet de alta velocidad no disponible en muchas comunidades indígenas. Incluso las tecnologías que son fundamentalmente para gran parte del arte que hacemos dejan huellas de carbón significativas, lo que contribuye a cambios climáticos que afecta de manera desproporcionada a los pueblos indígenas en todo el mundo. Los invitamos a unirse a nosotros para reconocer todo esto, así como nuestra responsabilidad compartida se aprovecha este tiempo y de que cada uno de nosotros considere nuestro papel en la reconciliación, la descolonización y la alianza.
Gracias, Carmen. Wendelin, si puedes en inglés.
Sí. Can y'all hear me okay? Since our activities are shared digitally to the internet, let's take a moment to consider the legacy of colonization embedded within the technology.
Just give me 1 second.
Gotcha.
Technology is a beautiful thing, isn't it? Okay, go ahead.
Let's take a moment to consider the legacy of colonization embedded within the technology, structures, and ways of thinking we use every day. We are using equipment and high-speed internet not available in many indigenous communities. Even the technologies that are central to much of the art we make leave significant carbon footprints, contributing to changing climates that disproportionately affect indigenous people worldwide. I invite you to join us in acknowledging all of this, as well as our shared responsibility to make good of this time and for each of us to consider our roles in reconciliation, decolonization, and allyship.
Thank you, Wendelin and Carmen. So esto para nosotros es bien importante. Y para dejarte un poquito de información, este evento esta noche va a ser en bilingüe, va a ser en Spanish, es the focus, y después en inglés también. Yo soy nacida aquí en New Jersey, yo soy de Paterson, New Jersey, y cuando me crearon, when I grew up, no hablé español, solamente hablé en inglés. Y eso me afectó en la manera que no sabía cómo me afectó. Hasta ahora, estoy aprendiendo más y hablando más y haciendo varias cosas en español y en inglés. So, en esta noche vamos a hacer, un poquito de poesía. Carmen is going to go first, después voy yo, and then Wendelin. Después vamos a seguir con el taller de Carmen, el taller mío. Son flash workshops, son workshops pequeños. Vamos a coger unos cuantos de breaks in between, para movimiento, para música, para compartir con nuestra gente. So Carmen, please, you're up first.
Okay, I'm going to do a Spanish and English poem. Este poema se llama El Travesti. Fue inspirado por una persona que conocí durante un taller en Canadá, donde estaba yo grabando una película con otras personas. Y él era una persona muy viva y lleno de amor. So here's my first poem. Me han contado que andas parrandeando por las calles de Toronto y que el eco del titingó que has formado en las afueras ha encantado a todo bienaventurado que lo ha sentido. Me han contado que andas parrandeando por las calles de Toronto en tu vestidura alegre y que el eco de tu alma ha formado un carnaval, que aquellos que te miran de reojos se contagian con tu amor. Deja a aquel que lo ha escuchado encantado, embriagado y deseoso de sentirte más. I've been told that you've been partying around the streets of Toronto, and the echoing rhythms you've created in the outdoors enchanted all the fortunate ones who have heard it. I have been told that you've been feasting around the streets of Toronto in your jovial attire, and that resonance of your soul has created a carnival that those who have given you the sly of eyes are now infected with your love. It leaves the ones who have felt it enchanted, bewildered, and desirous to feel you more. Another short, quick one, the will. Ahí, poco más abajo de los escombros, entre una grieta del suelo pavimentado de la ciudad concreta. Allí, brota una verde espada que rompe la tierra resuelta a vivir. Just beneath fallen debris, in a crevice between the paved grounds of the concrete cities, there sprung a blade of green and broke the soil anew with new resolve to live, to live, to live.
Por favor, enseñas amor a Carmen in the chat. You can unmute yourself and show her love. Dale amor, dale amor. Gracias, Carmen, por eso. Carmen goes under the moniker La Poeta. Carmen es la poeta también.
Maravilloso.
¿Perdona? Gracias, Sil.
Maravilloso. Muy bueno. Gracias, Carmen. Hermoso.
Muchas gracias.
That's Sylvia. She comes from Massachusetts. ¿Verdad? Todavía está en Massachusetts. Ella viene de Massachusetts con nosotros esta tarde. So ahora, I would like to introduce Wendelin. Wendelin is, comes to us, a Jersey City, I don't even know what to say, icon, a Jersey City staple in the poetry scene. She was one of the first people that I was introduced to in Jersey City as an actual Spanish-speaking poet. Ella es la primera que yo conocí en Jersey City como una poesía que habló en español, en su idioma, en su propio idioma, cuando estaba delante del microphone. So, Wendelin, the stage is yours.
Gracias, Susan. Gracias, Rescue. Un placer y un honor estar aquí desde territorio Monsilenape. La pieza que vamos a compartir hoy día se llama Una verdad, porque hay tantas, pero esta es una. La madrugada me espera con lágrimas y desilusiones. El dormir no alivia el cansancio del alma. Espero la nada como una Penélope inventada, arropada en promesas falsas de mí misma. Una sonrisa no la encuentro sin un trozo de dolor y la sinceridad es un misterio que quisiera conquistar, abrazar con mis piernas y montar hasta llegar a entender. No conozco tu ser y el mío se me ha perdido en ti, o mejor dicho, te lo he regalado y me parece familiar. Me he acostado con la tristeza y la desesperación me persigue hasta su casa. Yo soy la visita perfecta. Yo misma traigo lo que me voy a comer, no le hago preguntas y siempre me largo antes del amanecer. Mañana será otro día como los otros. Estoy alimentando a la loba mala y la buena batalla, una anemia de sueños. Yo como lo que cosecho y se me exhausta el apetito. Mañana ya es hoy y al tiempo no le importa lo que soy, lo que fui, lo que seré y a ti tampoco. A mí me han hecho de todo un poco y he dejado de bailar. Apenas puedo escuchar lo que piensas y me dejo llevar, queriendo aliviar voces que cherchan en mi mente sin cesar, invadiendo mi pensar. La tierra es mi refugio, voy en rumbo cultivando conucos, sembrando sueños que regaré con lágrimas heredadas, recicladas, transmutadas y finalmente curadas. Y criaré una criatura divina inspirada por la vida, un murmuro arropado en un suspiro, sonido infinito, resucitándome. Ashe.
Oh, hermoso, hermoso, muy hermoso.
Por favor, please show her love in the chat. Unmute yourself and show love. Definitely show love.
Chat is not working.
Chat is not working. That's really weird. So, okay, so then that makes it easy. Unmute yourself and let's give them both some love, some serious love here.
That was really good. Beautiful, beautiful. Carmen also loved yours, and I couldn't say anything because I was muted. Absolutely loved it.
Yes, and you are welcome to unmute yourself to show love to everyone. Just note, if you did not register for the open mic when you registered for the event and you would like to do so now, since chat doesn't seem to be functioning for everyone, if you would raise your hand, if you are able to do that. We do have some names for the open mic, but if you did not send Gretchen an email to participate in the open mic, please raise your hand and Gretchen will make a note and we'll add you to the open mic. There will be various opportunities. Still, we have your name. So there will be various opportunities throughout the night to share during the workshops. And then if you feel otherwise inspired to share during the open mic segment, we are happy to have you.
Like share our own stuff, like poetry stuff?
Absolutely. You can share poetry. If you wrote a prose, if you wrote a monologue that you would like to share a little bit of a monologue, we will definitely take it in Spanish, in English, bilingual, whatever you're comfortable doing.
Perfect.
Okay, good. So I'm going to perform one piece before we start with the workshops. And this piece was written from a workshop that I did that spoke about language justice and what we inherit from our parents and from our heritage. Inheritance is an expectation of blood that has long run thin, losing its strength through generation and generation of diluted rebellions, until you don't even ask why the pernil is cut before you put it in the mojo. Why the pasteles are made the day after Thanksgiving in a marathon of papel and twine, mounds of masa y achote. Why the olives are green and fingertips blackened by the labor of love that lost its meaning long ago. broken accents of tios y tias into the flat New Jersey, Puerto Rican nasal correction from children who are taught that brown skin is a second-class punishment, but not taught to love that skin and the pain, sacrifice, laughter, and rhythms that come with it. Inheritance of blood, belief, change, trauma, passed down from mother and father, meaning lotus flower, the 5 letters, with the strength of Egyptian queens, treated as delicate as a lily, a rose whose petals fall in the heat, underestimated and invisible in the weeds of males. The melanin that was once my inheritance, thinned by the blood of savages in the guise of men. Yet there was always hope. Fierce determination to grow beyond the boundaries and limitations of the 5 letters expected to define or wipe away a heritage of blood, seen through the ideals of others, along with the accent that should have rightfully been mine. The whole pernil, marinated and cooked slow and long, leaving that lingering hope of what's to come. It's taken 1 generation forward to remind 2 generations back that what's in a made-up name is but a sound, passed on through the divinity of ancestors, clamoring to be remembered in the pale skin stretched over the congas, through the guidos, hollows, screeches, traditions of masa y achote, deep into the night, wrapped in hojas de plátano, tied with butcher's twine, strong enough to keep the secrets in while the color bleeds out. Gracias.
Very good.
Thank you.
Wow, beautiful.
Thank you, Jackie.
That was lovely. That was really touching. Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
awesome. Awesome.
Thank you, everyone. So now we get to one of the exciting parts of our event tonight. And what we're going to be doing now is we're going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to spotlight Carmen. Where are you? There you are. So let's spotlight Carmen, and I'm going to share the slides from your workshop. So Carmen is up. So let's go.
Oh, I'm right here. I'm up.
There you go.
Mira qué bien salió.
¿Verdad? Qué bonito.
Y se
Me
ve
encanta, me encanta.
fabulous. First of all, I want to thank Susan for inviting me to this fabulous workshop. Also, thank you guys for bringing us into your home. Make sure that you are well fed. You can go and do it as you please porque estás en tu casa. We're just visiting for the evening, okay? All right, so el taller de escritura, if you can, make yourself, just bring yourself some supplies. A piece of paper and a pencil will be very helpful. Lo que quise hacer era introducir la idea de escribir. Muchas veces hay personas que escriben con mucha facilidad, pero hay personas que tienen intimidad a la escritura, ¿verdad? O se sienten un poquito que se cohiben, like some people feel that they don't have anything to say. So I just wanted to, pardon me, bring something that was a little playful, easy. I'm not going to get too much into poetic structure, just this is why I chose this particular style. Next slide, please. Okay. Poema acróstico, acrostic poem. ¿Qué es un acróstico? Un poema que utiliza la primera letra de una palabra en comienzo de la primera palabra de cada línea según se deletrea la misma. Okay, a poem that uses each letter of a word to begin the first word of each poem line as the word spells out. It sounds so complicated, but it really isn't. It's very simple, and it's exactly what it is. Now, 2 things. This is just an example that I wrote very quickly before the workshop so that we can have something to show you exactly what it is. El ejemplo es algo que escribí muy rápidamente para mostrar lo que es un poema acróstico. Amor, la palabra amor. It's so easy to be inspired by the word love, right? In any language. And so I chose that one, but I did something a little bit fun, okay? Alma colmada de fragancias, misterios en el interior del alma, obsesiones curativas de los misterios, recuerdos que obscurecen con el tiempo. So I also inspired myself to grab the first word and include it in the last word of the following line, or somehow in the very last line, you can see I also utilized a version of, actually I didn't use obsesión. I just used something that sounded like obsesión, which is obscurecer, okay? So that was my quick acrostic poem for the workshop. Does anybody have any questions so far? Is it very clear? ¿Estamos claros todos? There's a little icon at the bottom. It says reactions. You can give me a thumbs up if you understand everything I'm saying. Abajo de la pantalla hay un botoncito que tiene una carita. Oh, good. Heart. Thank you. Right on. So, saquen sus lápices y papel para escribir. Next slide. You didn't think you were going to have this much fun on a Tuesday night and a poetry reading. Ew. We trick you. Okay. Seleccione una palabra que le inspire, siempre y cuando la pasión le guíe. Choose a word that inspires you, so long as the passion guides you. Escriba la palabra verticalmente y escribe según lo que la palabra o el momento le inspire. Write the word vertically and write as the word or the moment inspires you. This is a small selection that I chose. Now, Wendelin made a wonderful point. You can choose a word in either language and write in the language that you choose. Like if you write, for ejemplo, hermana, but then I can write about her hair or her earrings and the romance of her life. You see, hermana, instead of hermano at the very top of the second. So whatever inspires you, and let that moment bring, come to fruition, take the word in and let it kind of soothe you and soak. Aurora. Okay, so at this point, just make your selection of the word that inspires you. If you have any questions, I'm going to encourage you to put it in the chat. And I'm going to start the timer. Sister, muy bello. Okay. Yes, exactly. Aurora is dawn. Deseos, desire. Pecadores, sinners. Hermano, brother. Esperanza, hope. Juventud, youth. Salvación, salvation. Passion, pasión. Árboles, trees. Hermana, sister. Madre, mother. Corazón, heart. Okay, are you guys all writing?
Yes.
Start finishing up your poem, I hope. For about 30 seconds.
Vamos a tener la oportunidad de compartir su poema.
Oh, no.
No para ponerlo bajo presión, pero tú sabes.
Pero.
That's right, no pressure, no pressure. So, Carmen, do you want me to stop sharing the screen?
What's the last screen? Was there another one?
Compartimos.
Ah, ok. Deja ese.
Okay.
Gracias. Guadalupe, ¿lo conseguiste? Te lo mandé, ¿no?
Did you get the pillows from Bright Street?
No.
Okay, guys, it looks like this is, I have a friend on the phone in the meanwhile because she's trying to get the ID and the stuff, the information. Susan, do you think maybe you can text it to me because I don't have it on my phone?
Sure, I'll take care of that right now.
Okay, great, thanks. All right, so we have an opportunity to share. Who's ready? Unmute yourself. Patricia.
Oh, all right. I'm already unmuted. So my first impulse was to write about my sister since I always, I talked to her on the phone. So I'll tell you the letters that I used. I wrote it, the word vertically. I said S, sweet, I, intelligent, S, sassy, T, terrific, E, Elizabeth, R, real. And then I wrote in between, connecting it. So this is not a rhyming poem. It's just a, what would you call it? Just a, not blank verse, but And anyway, she's sweet, surprisingly intelligent since she's so quiet. I love her best when she's sassy because she makes us laugh. Another surprise, she's a terrific storyteller. Elizabeth, that's her real name. But to be real and sassy, it's more appropriate for her to be called Betty Ann. And that's
Lovely.
it.
Wow, you did that in 3 minutes.
Well, it was sort of easy because I know her so well.
I love it, love it, love it. And you didn't change the form, because if you really wanted to write it in form, you can use the words that you have and just play around with it. So it was absolutely lovely. I have somebody else who wants to share.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Esther Pagan.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Okay, so I chose the word heart.
Nice.
And I chose it because I got a big heart. Here goes. Here I am, eager to open my blood chambers, always listening and hearing my body's musical notes, remembering like it was yesterday, the life that becomes me.
Wow.
Nailed it, girl. Good for you.
Beautiful.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
You brought tears to my eyes.
Oh,
Thank you.
Wow.
right. So I can share. Gretchen? Okay. Sylvia?
Yes, I would like to share what I wrote. I chose mother. Y mezclé los idiomas. Mother Earth, forgive us for all our mistakes. You know, I am in your heart because I feel you in my corazón. Compasión, yo siento las olas del mar rompiendo en mis pies. Mother Yemayá, y con ellas cada latido se siente hacia los árboles que te entregan sus raíces.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Muy
That's
bonito.
amazing.
In 5 minutes, lady.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Está muy lindo. ¿Quién más quiere participar aquí? Deja ver.
¿Puedo? A mí me gustaría
¿Yamel?
también.
¿Yamel?
Sí.
Por favor.
Escogí la palabra salvation.
Oh.
Y escribí saw another day, amanecer igual que ayer, pero no. ¿Ves? Amanecí con mi amor. Un amor que tocó mi corazón roto y iluminó con palabras y opiniones que nunca pensé en volver a tener.
It's beautiful.
Nice.
Very good.
Oh. I would like to read mine.
Gretchen? Yes, go ahead.
Hi.
This is Jackie.
Oh, sorry. You can go ahead, Jackie.
Oh, please go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. I chose the word sister, and I apologize if I tear up. She just recently got very healthy again. So,
Thank God.
Side by side and in my life forever, stretched by distance but timelessly tethered. Evolution, loss, and growth we will be, writing it out together.
Nice.
Oh my God, that is beautiful.
So beautiful.
I'm happy to hear she's healthy again. Oh.
Very nice. That's
That
quite.
was very moving.
Jackie,
Hello, Miss Vega.
Jackie, would you share?
Yes, I like to share. I am so moved by your poem. I'm so close to my sister, and you just really touched my heart. All right, so I chose the word hope in English, but I wrote a poem in Spanish. So hope. Huellas del pasado omnipresente en la memoria, pregonando tus recuerdos, esperanza ya se asoma.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, goodness, everyone is really a poet.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So I think that got everybody. Did I miss anybody? Wow, we covered everyone.
That's beautiful. You'll have another chance if you get inspired and you want to put together another acrostic poem. You can take the words that are up on the screen, or you can come up with your own word and then share when we're done. So if we don't have anyone else, I want to thank you, Carmen, for this wonderful workshop. and for being such a wonderful facilitator. This has been really inspiring. I mean, I wrote a couple of words down that I'm going to follow up later.
Good, good. Thank you.
Yay.
What a pleasure.
Yes, el placer es de nosotros, ¿saben?
Sí, sí.
So, aquí estamos. Lo que yo voy a hacer ahora es como, since I'm bilingual, as you can tell, most of us here are bilingual. We speak Spanish and English. Sometimes Spanish is our primary language. English can be our primary language. Or if you speak another language and that's your primary language, we encourage you to participate, even if you don't have a Spanish poem, if you have a French poem, or in a different language, please. If you want to share it, you are welcome to. The idea is to encourage these events where we as multilinguals, multilingual creatives can participate and have our voices heard in our mother tongue, as it were, in a tongue that we are familiar with, more familiar than English in some cases. And as you can see, Crystal is doing a fantastic job. I just want to highlight her here and give her a huge shout out for doing such an amazing job. Thank you, Crystal.
Yes.
Let's hear it for Crystal. She's doing an amazing job. Thank you very much. I want to thank you, Gretchen, in the city of Jersey City. And I want to thank each and every one of you for participating, for being here. One of the things about virtual events is that we don't get that energy from one another that you do in person. So the fact that your cameras are turned on, the fact that you are unmuting yourselves and participating is huge for us. And we want to thank you for that. So I'm going to share, I have the honor of following what Carmen did with, let's see if I can find it now. Hold on 1 second. As with everything that is technology, nothing is absolutely perfect. So there we are. And this one is going to be a short one. And just to let you know, since I'm a bilingual poet and English is my primary language, because I was raised in New Jersey, everything is running a little slow right now. Because I was raised in New Jersey, it tends to be a little bit difficult for me sometimes to shift gears and think in Spanish. So sometimes the words that I want to say don't come out the way that I want them to come out. And that was a challenge that I found myself experiencing, and something that I wanted to get beyond, being a bilingual creative. And let me just close some of these things here. Maybe that's why I'm having such a hard time. So let me close that. And of course, PowerPoint is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, as with all things. Okay, so hold on, I'm going to try and share this. Let's get out of this. I'm not sure if you guys are seeing my screen or not.
Not yet.
Oh, not
Okay,
yet.
so, while it does what it's going to do, because it's going to take its own sweet time to do everything. Just a little bit of history about me. I was raised in Paterson, New Jersey, speaking primarily English with no Spanish whatsoever. Coming from a family that's first generation here from Puerto Rico, where all my family was from Puerto Rico, except for us kids that were born here in New Jersey, it made an impact on us when my mother and father insisted that I speak only English. And the idea behind that is, you can tell I have no accent, or I have a New Jersey accent, a flat New Jersey accent. So as I got older, I wanted to know, of course, the curiosity of knowing my own heritage, knowing the traditions behind things like making a pernil for the holidays versus making a turkey, making pasteles, and what was behind making pasteles, and learning about my own heritage led me to want to create in English and Spanish, not just English, and to work on speaking in Spanish. I still have a hard time on occasion, as I think some people who maybe pick up a second language, on occasion, the switch in my brain doesn't turn, which means that I may be thinking in English, but I want to say the words in Spanish. So sometimes they'll come out muddled, or they won't come out properly at all. I may want to say something like, hola, ¿cómo está? Todo bien, gracias, and all that, and it may come out something entirely different. It may come out as Spanglish, as it were. So, and Gwendolyn is going to cover language justice in her part, but Spanish is not Puerto Rico's native tongue. The native tongue started with the Arawakan. And so that changed from being Arawakan to being Taíno, to being Spanish, to being Spanglish. And that's a lot to unpack there, and that's a lot to reconcile with. As an artist, as a first-generation Puerto Rican born in New Jersey, as a person who was raised with my whole entire family speaking Spanish but me. So what I've done, and if this is a prompt that you can use, what I learned to do in speaking Spanish or performing in Spanish or writing in Spanish is words that were very commonly used in the house were what I took. So if you grew up in a bilingual household, or you grew up in a household that was another language, but an entirely different language, your grandparents only spoke one language, and then in your household, you spoke a different language. And I'm going to use Spanish in this case, where my grandparents only spoke Spanish. So of course, all her children knew Spanish. All my aunts and uncles, all her brothers, their brothers and sisters knew how to speak in Spanish. I didn't. I can understand it. I can translate it in my head and tell you what they said, but I couldn't tell you what it was in Spanish. But words become familiar. Words become like a rhythm. Words become that magic, and that's where I started to pick up different words and utilize them in different ways. That's in the poem of Inheritance. I pulled different words that were familiar to me, and I started to use them in different ways. I started to try and talk to people and ask people, okay, is this a proper way to say this? Is this a proper way? I was never shy, as you can tell. So in using that information, I learned to just take little bits and pieces until I was comfortable enough to write a whole piece in Spanish, for example. And I'm still working on that. So here we have, if you want to use something as a prompt, take a word that you use every day. A word, in my case, I'm going to use borinqueño. Okay, and the piece that I wanted to share, that I'm going to share later, if I can ever get to the screen to undo itself, whatever it is that it's doing, the piece that I wanted to share myself has has a specific meaning to me. When I use the word borinqueño, what does that mean to me? Borinqueño doesn't mean that I am born solamente de la sangre de los Estados Unidos. Borinqueño means that I come de una sangre de Puerto Rico, de una historia de Puerto Rico. Borinqueño may not be only a flag. Borinqueño is a way of life. Borinqueño means lo que tengo en la sangre. So that's a word that I commonly use, and in repeating it, I become more and more comfortable in utilizing it as a performer. So if we want to take a couple of minutes, let's do that first prompt. Take 1 or 2 words that you are familiar with in another language, and let's write a quick couple of lines for that. So I'm going to give everyone about, I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And if anyone wants to share after the 3 minutes, we can certainly do that. So let's start now.
We were going to do this. Everyone needed to do it on the same day. They did. Alex Stamos, former chief security officer of Facebook, just issue with how the internet is designed. And so unlike a bug in Windows or a bug in your iPhone, it's not something that we easily just patch in one place. It's an issue that had to be fixed across thousands of different organizations. 2 years after the fix, Kavinsky was selected as one of 7 cybersecurity experts worldwide, trusted to reboot the internet in case of a disaster.
Dan was a really influential hacker, and when he found flaws, instead of trying to use that to benefit himself or for the benefit of a private company, he did everything he could to coordinate people to respond and protect consumers across the world.
He did the right thing, repeatedly, and he didn't cash in as he so easily could have. He told the Times he was called.
I'm going to ask everyone to mute yourselves for a moment while we're writing. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen.
We can certainly use the chat to communicate if we have questions or if, you know, we're stuck in an idea, like como un perro.
Okay, so if you would please finish up your thoughts, finish up your writing. We're going to get started in 1 minute. Okay, so as you can see on my screen, I was finally able to get PowerPoint to do what it was supposed to do and work with Zoom. So that's the great thing about collaboration. Sometimes they work the way you want them, sometimes they work the way they want to work. So aquí tenemos el prompt que yo di con las palabras que uno conoce. And this is an example. This is from a piece that I'm going to read later. When injustice strikes our motherland, nuestra gente, in the middle of a long ignored fight, we raise our voices in unity to strengthen the borinqueño in our blood. So that's just an example of using words that I was hearing all the time, and I weave them into the story that I'm telling. Who would like to share? I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Please feel free to either in the chat or raise your hand to share. Sylvia, do you want to go first? Go ahead. You're on mute right now. Chica, you're on mute. Sylvia, you're on mute. There you go.
Yes, I want to thank you very much. I am very shy, but it's very inspiring, all of this. I wrote, words are the rhythm of our own roots. Words are the tic-tac of adentro del corazón. Words that wake us up. Words in the middle of silence. Palabras que llegan inesperadas en el medio del silencio.
Please unmute yourself and let's show some love. That's beautiful. Gracias.
Oh,
Gracias.
thank you. Muchas gracias. Muy lindo.
Very beautiful. Who would like to share? Anyone else would like to share?
Esther Pagan.
Esther. Hi, Esther.
Here I come again.
Yes, please sing it.
This is called, well, this is what I do a lot of Spanglish. So I chose to write about Spanglish. I am Puerto Rican, but I live in America. Mi papá es de Ponce y mi mamá es de Mayagüez, pero I was born in Youngstown, Ohio. Little white girl I thought I was, no speaking español en mi casa. Mi Spanish is not too good looking. Mis padres no want discrimination en nuestra vida, de la comunidad in the neighborhood.
What? I think you grew up in my house.
Yeah, exactly. You know how that goes, right?
I sure do. I sure do. So, Patricia, would you like to share?
Yes. My poems are a little folksy or a little just common, but here we are. The word that sprang into my mind was abrazos. Abrazos. Los necesitamos. Nos alegra verlos, aún en una despedida de correo electrónico. Pero, y aquí sí hay pero que valga, esperamos poder dárnoslos cara a cara. Así que, abrazos.
Nice. That was magic right there.
Well, everybody's such real poets here. I'm very happy.
Who are you? You show yourself to be a poet.
Well, if only we. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say something? Will this be available for us to hear again so we can not forget some of these beautiful poems we've heard?
Absolutely. The session is being recorded, so I'm going to clean it up. You know, sometimes you have that little extra at the beginning and that little extra at the end. So I'll clean it up, and it's going to be made available on the Jersey City Cultural Affairs YouTube channel, is it? So once it's there, then I'll ask Gretchen to share it with everyone who is registered for the event. If you received your link outside of the registration, please add your email address in the chat so that we know where to send the information to, or contact the person who sent you the link so that you can get the link to the video. Sil?
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Sí, quisiera preguntarte algo. I'm sorry, I would like to ask you something. I don't know.
Español está de lo más bien.
I would like to ask you something. I thought we were going to read our own poems. I have a poem that I would love to share. I have un poema que quisiera compartir esta noche, pero yo no entendí que esto era ¿cómo se dice?
¿La presentación, taller?
Un taller, exactamente, gracias. Un taller sobre poesía. Creía que era para presentar nuestros propios poemas. Entonces quiero pedir permiso, si puedo, para presentar el poema.
Va a haber un espacio al final. Tenemos ya un espacio para las personas que van a leer.
Ajá.
¿Es correcto, Susan?
Gracias,
Sí.
gracias. Gracias por me parece maravilloso. Es el mejor taller al cual he asistido. Y quiero agradecerles a todos ustedes por esto, porque es realmente muy valioso y muy hermoso para mí.
Gracias, Silvia. Sí, vamos a tener el open mic en el final after the workshops, and we're almost done. After me, we're going to take a really quick break, a movement break that Carmen is going to facilitate. Just a little stretching break, because 2 hours is sometimes a long time to be sitting down. And then Wendelin is going to wrap up with her workshop, and then we're going to leave the floor open for the open mic. So maybe another 15 or 20 minutes. ¿Está bien, Sim?
Claro, claro.
Muy bien. Okay, so give me a second. Let me get the YouTube link ready, and I'm going to spotlight. We're going to take a quick movement break.
Okay, so I'm up. Okay, guys, so here's the thing. I want everybody to at least stand up if you can, if you're able. And I'm in my hallway so that you can actually see what my feet are doing. I'm just going to ask you to move your feet and your shoulders to begin with. And of course, we're going to move our hips. The song that we're going to play is also something. She is La Lupe. La Lupe es una persona que viene de Cuba. And she is, you can tell right away, she has no hesitation to use the language. And she has very heavy accent. Es una persona liberante, de esas personas que son bigger than the world. And I was going to share a quick poem, but I think I'd rather just go on and do the dance movement to La Lupe's words. Okay, so first I have to get rid of this video so that you can see my feet, right? And my floor isn't very pretty, but I don't care. Okay, are we ready? Oh, wait, we're gonna do un pasito adelante y un pasito atrás, okay?
Okay, we're ready. I'm gonna hit the video in just a moment.
Un pasito atrás. Un pasito
Yes, you want to show everyone?
atrás. Un pasito adelante y un pasito atrás. Y el que pueda bailar, que baile. Ready?
Yes.
Andiamo. Subito, per piacere.
Never know how much I love you, never know how much I care. And when you put your arms around me, I get the fever that's so hard to bear. You give me fever, when you kiss me, fever, when you hold me tight. Fever in the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody got the fever, that is something you all know. Tener fiebre no es de ahora. Hace mucho tiempo que empezó. You give me fever. Ay. When you kiss me, fever. When you hold me tight. Fever. In the morning, fever all through the night. Everybody got the fever. That is so. Tener fiebre no es de ahora. Hace mucho tiempo que empezó. Ay. Hace mucho tiempo que empezó. Ay. Hace mucho tiempo que empezó. Que empezó. Que empezó. Que empezó.
Let it go.
All right, La Gigi. She is a Cuban woman who was discovered by Tito Puente, among other people. Well, not among other people, but he brought her to the United States. She became an incredible sensation. That's the music that informs my background and every fiber of my little bones. My brothers, I'm the youngest of 5. So all of that trickle-down effect, all that salsa music, all that wonderful rhythm. And I think I yield to poetry because I'm allowed to express that rhythm and rhyme, or not. Para ese ritmo y la rima de la poesía y de la música me inspira, pero también informa todo lo que soy. Gracias por participar en este taller.
Gracias, Carmen. That was fantastic.
I'm glad you liked it.
Por favor, unmute yourself. Show love to Carmen. Show a little bit extra movement. Put some wiggle in your shoulders. Let's go.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
haven't moved so much in years.
Nice. Great song.
That's beautiful. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the floor over to Wendelin. Wendelin, tell us a little bit about yourself and let's get right to it.
Wendelin, como le conté, llegando ustedes de este territorio Monsilanape, es un honor estar aquí con ustedes con tan linda y sí, tan linda compañía. It's such a pleasure to be in such beautiful company. We're super honored to be asked to be in the space. We remember the first time we met you, Susan. I don't know if you remember, we were working on that community garden on Communipaw, and you came through to show your support for what we were doing many years ago. And since then, we've crossed paths many times and they've always been so nourishing. So we're super grateful for your leadership as a poet in the city, for your example and for all of the caminos that you've been walking so that we can walk behind you. So muchas gracias. Bueno, aquí vamos a compartir, ¿verdad? Vamos a we're gonna build together here. We don't have any type of like specific interactive type of deal set up for y'all. We have stories to tell. We have stories to share that I think that we hope will reflect a lot of y'all's experiences, because we are reflections of each other, right? And so it took some sort of go-arounds for us to arrive at this space where we are now, where we continue to be arriving, right? Donde continuamos a aterrizar, a llegar. Nosotros nacimos en la isla que le llaman Haití, ¿verdad? En la parte oeste, en la parte este, que le conocen como la República Dominicana, pero nosotros sabemos que la gente que le dicen República Dominicana, que la nombraron así, no necesariamente tienen los mismos valores y esperanza que nosotros, ¿verdad? We understand that the name of the place that we are from, so-called, was named by folks that may not necessarily have the same intentions or values or hopes that we have, right? So when we say nacimos en la República Dominicana, lo decimos para facilidad, right? We say that for facility, for ease sakes. But we understand that we come from Quisqueya, that we come from the island of Haití, the place of the many mountains, right? And it's not a coincidence that that was the first place that Christopher Columbus is said to have landed on, right? And when we came to this country, the first place that we landed on was Christopher Columbus Drive, right? Known as Railroad Avenue back in the day, if you know what I'm saying. Like old school Jersey City knows what we're talking about right now.
Irony to the max.
¿Tú me entiendes? You can't make this shit up. You can't make this stuff up.
Can't
right?
make it up.
You can't make it up, right? Literally, right? The place where the first colonial institutions were set up, right? The first colonial universities, right? Where the sites of the encomiendas, right, were at, which is what the Caribbean versions of plantations were. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where we come from, right? And so we came here and we landed on this block, really, you know, because that was our stomping grounds, the block. And by stomping grounds, we want to be very clear, right? We were the first female born child of a Dominican family. So our stomping grounds were literally the confines of our kitchen, as well as the 6-building length of block that our father happened to be the super of. So we could rollerblade up and down those 6 buildings, right? And so those were our stomping grounds. So much so that we used to play basketball. And the only reason that we got to play basketball was because it was a court around the corner at a place where my mother could see me from the neighbor's window. Right? So that's why we got to play ball. And we went to play ball and all the cats were like, yo, you from here? You from here? I'm like, yeah, yo, I'm right there. I live right there. And they're like, yo, you know so-and-so? ¿Tú conoces a fulanito? ¿Tú conoces a fulanito? ¿Tú conoces a fulanito? I'm like, nah, yo no conozco a nadie. And they were like, you didn't grow up here. You grew up in your kitchen. Like, word. I guess I did. You understand? And so much of what we wanted to understand was, why was it that everybody in that 6-building space, right, was Dominican? And then everybody on the other side on Wayne Street was Puerto Rican. How did that happen? Right? And so all of this is going on inside of us while we're taking our yearly, sometimes twice yearly visits to the Dominican Republic, to the so-called Dominican Republic, where we can remind ourselves of where we come from, of where our home was, right? And then things happened, life continues and continued to evolve and change to the point where we stopped visiting. And it had come to the point where it had been 10 years and we hadn't visited. And so we found ourselves with this longing. And here comes this piece called Mi Tierra. Madre mía, marrón y sucia como yo soy de ti. Cuando niña jugaba contigo manipulándote en bolitas de chocolate del mundo y te comía, ingiriéndome a mí misma. Hoy te busco con mi lengua entre mis ansias y te encuentro esperándome, regalándome suspiros, bañándome en verdades de antaños que llueven de mí como lágrimas. And so all we had of our homelands was these stories that our mother would tell us about us, literally like rolling up little pieces of soil, right? And turning them into little balls and eating them. We literally ate our land as if we knew that we were preparing ourselves to leave it, right? And so things went on. Things went on, right? We found ourselves in this situation where we got to leave and we were given the opportunity to study. It's like, all right, what you going to study? How to make money. I don't want to study how to make money. I don't like it, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to study this question, right, that we came up with. Like, why is it that, like, all the Dominicans live on this block? All the Puerto Ricans live on that block. How is it that in this place, people give each other fades, like, on the stoop? ¿Cómo es eso? ¿Verdad? Like, they run the extension cord from the first floor apartment so that they could give each other haircuts on the stoop, right? They set up domino tables on the garbage can so that they could play. You understand? Capicua, right? And so all of these things we wanted to understand. And those were the first times we heard words like racism, like feminism, right? Like structural oppression. And we were like, ¿qué? ¿Qué es lo que está pasando aquí? So this is what we studied, right? This is social studies. If, only if fear takes shelter in belief and disorder is what it takes to be free when our communities are under siege, I guess we must try to strive towards entropy, because most of what can be perceived is what our spirits won't conceive. See, neoliberal economic policies destroy third world economies and make sovereignty a dream yet to be achieved, so that we arrive as economic refugees after myths of American dreams. But most of us end up cleaning toilet seats or harvesting greens, the engines of your service industries, where descendants of kings descend onto streets and die of curable disease, where some women buy shoes for 8 G's while others sell eggs just to be, because food, clothes, and shelter, they think they're commodities. But what they won't seem to see is that political and economic dependency brought about by imperialistic cultural hegemony manifests in and from spiritual discrepancies between what we are now and what we can be. See, boundaries have been achieved by deceiving the spirit, mistreating the heart, and misleading the soul. And no, we're not socialists or communists, not Marxists or feminists, not liberals or conservatives. We can't exist in the boxes that you frame us in, because the planes and spaces that we move within is cosmic inheritance. We're on a quest to elevate beyond the irrelevant. So don't misinterpret our reluctance to live in the world you're in and mischaracterize it as youthful arrogance or even ignorance, because too many questions have been answered by world religions, and sometimes the tools we have to impress ourselves with are mostly languages, and sometimes the state of our consciousness causes us to do so with negligence. And when we can begin to recognize these mediums as inadequate, is when we can all truly begin to communicate, questions and answers, articulate. But current circumstances serve to obfuscate, causing the free flow of pure energy to stagnate. Yet our lights and lives will serve to illuminate and help begin to clear the space between from where we came to beyond all that can be known, because our heart doesn't beat like a metronome. So let us dedicate ourselves to grow, perceive with our spirits, achieve with our hearts, and believe with our souls. And no, we're not optimists or pessimists, not radicals or anarchists, agnostics or atheists. We cannot exist in the boxes that you frame us in, because the planes and spaces that we moved within is cosmic inheritance. And so now we're here. And so now we're right here. We are right here. Understanding that so much of this doesn't make sense. And that so much of what we were told is true is not true. And that what we understand as our native tongue is not our native tongue. That when we think of Spanish as our mother tongue, we have to sit with that and understand where that comes from. The degrees and the layers of colonization that we have to get up off us, right? It's a skill to get stuff up off you. It's a skill, right, that we're learning. And as important as that skill is to get stuff up off you, right, is that skill to integrate things into yourself, right? So as much as we decolonize, we also re-indigenize and remember and reclaim, right? And we live in gratitude as much as we can, right? Because we understand that being from the place where these institutions, where this cycle in our human history so-called started, is an honor, because we get to witness its end, right? We get to live in the time that it begins to crumble, all of these systems, right? And it's an honor to be able to support that through language justice, through supporting these conversations that help to create the world that we deserve. Right? And so we're humbled by that. And we remember to give thanks. Oda la vida. A recordar y olvidar, a partir y regresar, a bailar, pintar y cantar, a crear y pensar, sentir y amar, a lo amargo, a lo dulce, a lo que enseña, a lo que confunde, a la ciencia de la conciencia, nariz, manos, ojos, orejas, a la lengua, del lenguaje de la lengua, a lo que pasa cuando piensas, agua atravesando sobre piedras, pintando siluetas entre mar y tierra, verano, otoño, invierno y primavera, a lo que al mundo le agrega pureza, luz, amor y belleza, a lo que se ve, a lo que se siente, al amor cuando le tenemos al frente, al dolor que pasamos inconsciente, a los que hablan verdad, a los que mienten, a los que aman sin conocer a todos los seres, a montañas, ríos y fuentes, estrellas, galaxias y muerte, a lo dolido y lo escondido, al delirio y al equilibrio, a las felices y deprimidas, a lo extraño y lo conocido, a los pasos y al camino, al silencio y al sonido, por la tuya, por la mía, por todas esas cosas y más, le damos gracias a la vida. Ashe.
Ooh, go ahead, Wendelin.
That was
Awesome, Wendelin. That was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, beautiful.
Thank you, Wendelin. That was
It should be in the history books.
We'll get there. We'll get it there.
Yes.
So now we want to open up the floor to the open mic. Gretchen has the list for the open mic. So Gretchen, I'm going to turn the hosting duties over to you. How about that?
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Rescue. And thank you all for such an incredible night so far. All the workshops, all the movement, all the words. Excellent, excellent, excellent night. Thank you all. So first up for our open mic session, we are going to have Ginny. Ginny, are you in the house? I don't know if I see you on the grid, the great grid of our event space. So let's move to Esther. Esther, are you?
I'm here.
Yay! Welcome back, Esther. The floor is yours to share your work. Thank you for
coming. I want to share that today is my birthday, and I wrote a note and a poem to myself.
Wait a minute. Wait. You can't say it's your birthday and for us not to sing you happy birthday. Come on. Okay, all together now. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday, dear Esther. Esther.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. So, my birthright is to be happy. I am impervious to the sadness that surrounds me even today. I smile and know that my love, not hate, envy, pain, greed, ego, or any negativity will make things right. I make my mark in your heart. Always remember, love is the answer. Today's poem is to me, about me, because today is the day my light came to this earth. So the name of the poem is called My Wind. I am a butterfly mermaid with wings of fire. Feel my wind flowing through my hair as the heat of want, desire, and need for the birth of happiness to emanate from the vision of my eyes to see. Feel my wind glowing through my lips as my taste buds endure my pheromones, perforating within my skin pores, silhouetting my shadow. Feel my wind flowing through my inner core as I know I feel you time and time again in the sleepless clouds of bliss. Smells like intoxicating fulfillment. Feel my wind through my patellas, knock-kneed I am as I stumbled and fell. I still get up, dancing. Feel my wind flowing as I stomp, hop, and jump up into my inner madness of my brain. She does not open the door, says, nobody's home, come back tomorrow. Feel my wind going in and out around my pinky red nailed polished toes, tickling my fetishes of my shoe-dressed mirrored feet. Feel my wind flowing, whispering sweet nothings through my audio tunnels, reaching my heart as I swallow the tick-tock ticking blood which makes my wind flow. Feel my wind embracing my skin fascia in and out through mountainous valleys of my anatomy. Feel my wind outstretched, flying wings, torched, smoking, lava erupting. Kiss me. Now let me go. Feel my wind, spirit, love me, for I have loved as well, always loved you, my wind.
Ooh, go ahead. Let's go, Esther. That was beautiful.
It was so complex.
Thank you.
Nice.
I was born today in Youngstown, Ohio at 3:23 in the afternoon, and it was snowing. It was snowing that day. I just wanted to share my special day with all of you, and I thank you, Rescue, for always thinking about me and sending me invites. I really appreciate you for everything that you do, for everything, for all the agencies and galleries that you collaborate with, and for paying that forward to us as empowered women. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you, Esther. Happy birthday. I'm so honored that you chose to spend this time with us. Hang around. You are welcome to share more of your poetry.
Sure.
Once we go through the open mic list, we'll come back around and have you perform again, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Esther. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. We are going to move to Sylvia.
Oh, thank you. Oh, first of all, I would like to say thank you. Thank you. I feel honored for having been invited here. I don't have words enough at the moment to express my feelings, but I think that this has been the most creative and the most inspiring moment in this country for me. Thank you, really thank you. I have a poem that I want to read. It's a poem very pretty recent that I wrote. It's written in English, and I was not able to make a translation in order to share also in Spanish. But it's called Resistance, to the women who live in the history of silence. To the women who get up before the sun and carry with them the blessings of being women. To the women who continue giving life, cooking, breakfast, lunches, and dinners, to the women who were slaves and as mothers, as sisters, as daughters, as lovers, taught other women to resist as they did. To the women who carried inside them their tears for being abandoned, exploited, and raped. To the women who awake at midnight because what they earn is not enough to buy blankets to cover themselves in winters. To the women who cross borders, hiding at times, walking or running, thirsty and hungry, only with rocks in their pockets to protect what they have, their bodies, and they keep from their ancestral memory only one word from their mantra: resist, resist, resist.
Beautiful. Thank you. Gracias, Silvia. Gracias.
Gracias, mil gracias.
Gracias por escucharme.
Y por favor, si tiene otro más que quiere, that you want to share with us, por favor, cuando terminamos, regresamos otra vez. ¿Ok?
Gracias.
Thank you so much, Sylvia. That was beautiful.
If anybody has one of those acrostic poems still hanging out that they want to share.
Also a good candidate for the open mic. If you didn't share earlier, please feel free to share now. While you think about it, we will have Yamel.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
You ready? Hi.
Thank you. It's actually going to be my first open mic. This is my second time I share, which is tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Sal, for inviting me.
Thank you for honoring us.
Thank you. So I wrote it in English, but I just put it on Google Translate so I can say it in Spanish too. It's day 2. Inhale, exhale. How I wish I could be a seagull and fly over the ocean. Breathe pure air and feel free. Day 799. I exhaled all the poison. Now I inhale moments full of pure bliss. I'm not free, but whoever really is. Día 2. Inhala, exhala. ¿Cómo desearía poder ser una ave y volar sobre el océano? Respirar aire puro y sentirme libre. Día 799. Exhalo todo el veneno. Ahora inhalo momentos llenos de pura dicha. No soy libre, pero ¿quién lo es realmente?
Very nice.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. You just translated it and just without practicing it, you performed it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Google translated it into Spanish.
Google knows everything.
Pero viene desde el alma.
Good job. Okay, so do we have anyone that, I saw a few people came in a little later, and you are welcome to join us in the open mic, English, Spanish, bilingual, whatever you like. I see a familiar face, Carol Lester. I'm hoping you'll share one of your songs with us.
Oh, I didn't know I was allowed to sing.
You can do whatever you like. You're Carol Lester.
Oh my goodness. And okay. Well, you know what? Let me get my guitar ready then, and set this phone up someplace where it can capture me.
If you want to take a poem, we'll take a poem too. If that's too much work for right now, we'll take a poem.
No, can someone else go first and I'll just get the guitar? It'll take me a couple minutes.
Absolutely. Carmen, do you want to share a poem?
Sure. I'll be happy to. You know, I just wanted to mention, since now I have the opportunity, that acrostic poems is not really my style. It was just a tool to get people to write. And I'm really proud. Rarely can I say that I'm actually proud of myself, because I think it actually did its job, right? And I hope my friend Beth will share something. But here it is. This is and And I feel a little bit like inspired to acknowledge people. I just had a loss in my family that's, it goes deep. It's someone that I love very dearly. And so I think part of the selection of these poems was because I was more honoring the people that have come into my life. But this poem is not about this person, but it's someone that I know. I met through school. Her name is Drew Bird, and it's called Gem. Legends say a gem has shed its splendor upon the deep blue of the murky Milky Way. Its radiance hums the blissful tunes of happiness, a lustrous diamond in the raw that shines among the desolate scores of humans. It continues merrily on its path to mirth, replenishing all emptiness with sparkles of joy. Let life shine bright. Shine on forevermore. Let your brilliance emanate a blissful contagion of love, and let life shine bright. Shine on forevermore.
Ooh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, La Poeta. Thank you, La Poeta.
There's another one that I want to do because it's very, very short. It's called Alter. Like alter, like to change things. Apathy is the great reducer. Butter and garlic, the same inducers of saliva on the tongue. Yum, melting cacao on the iron skillet, caramelao. I did not used to love black and brown as I do now.
Very nice. That's beautiful.
This is such a beautiful evening. Thank you for inviting me. I really, really am enjoying the poetry. It's just beautiful. And, you know, I'm surprised that I was able to understand a lot of the Spanish without even looking at the subtitles. But it was really, really lovely. So
Thank
should
you
I
for
sing?
being here.
Well, thank you. Should I sing a song?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this song is called Mary, and it's on my latest album, but it also, I wrote it over a number of years because it was about the life of women who I know at different, you know, from 0 to 10, from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30, from 30 to 40. Soon I'll have my next decade. I'll take a poll and we'll have the verse for that. But this is the song. Can you hear the guitar?
Yeah.
Deep in the night, Mary opens her eyes and she's not sure that she's dreaming. She can't hear the clock strike through silvery chains of dew in quicksand's faded meaning. Ah, Mary's all grown. Oh, she's kept pretty much in full control. Ah, who's that whispering on the breeze, asking please, Mary, please? Oh, Mary remembers when bedtime was early and other kids' voices played outside. She'd stretch like a starfish, quick get rescued by true love's dreaming, sail her mattress across high tide. Ah, her best friend moves away. Whoa, but what's lost fades into each new day's play. Ah, and Mary can make the summer last like a never-ending breeze. When she says pretty please, she is dancing through the trees, laughing pretty please. Oh, Mary was 15 when she woke to the call of men, cast them into orbiting to circle her shining eyes and perfume of butterflies. At 20, she slept where she would and when. Well, Mary's body had a woman's lines. But her mind is still in summertime. And her heart is flying far behind from a kite string on the breeze, asking please. She is tangled in the trees, begging please. And what is she longing for if the thrill is not enough but to climb through her heart and soar and believe in love? Mary's searching far and wide for a shelter from the storm, for a man who'll bring a baby to her arms. Deep in the night, Mary opens her eyes and she's not sure that she's dreaming. She's soloing midnight shift, the kids' voices are on the drift. What has been the meaning? Well, Mary's body needs its rest, oh yes. But her mind is making tomorrow's list. And her heart is filling with what is, but what will never be still whispers on the breeze. Count your blessings one by one and let them lay you down. Mary, please. Mary, please. Mary, please.
Beautiful. Very nice.
That was lovely.
Thank you, Carol.
It was. I'd love to hear it again.
Thank you.
Carol.
It's on my album. You can go hear it there.
I will. I promise you. I wrote your name down.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, I don't sing that song that often because people need to like words to listen to that song. So I'm glad you invited me into this beautiful poetry space. So I can't wait to hear who's next.
Thank you for that piece, Carol. We're hoping to share next, but first we wanted to share a memory with you that you may remember when our son was first born.
Oh my God.
You shared with us one of your children's music CDs, and we played it for him for as long as we had it for.
Which one? Did it have alphabet soup or did it have
It's
bubble?
the alphabet one.
Oh, cool.
The
Yeah.
alphabet one, yeah. So such a beautiful moment to be in the space here, and here he is currently learning his
Oh my
alphabet.
God, he's a young man now. Look at him.
Yes, yes.
Wow. 1, 2, 3, tick-a-tack-a-tee, say hello to.
That's right. Yeah, can you plug this in for me? So we'd like to share a piece, but before we do that, we want to just give a shout out to the interpreters and to the ASL interpreter, Crystal, and to the folks holding us down on the closed captioning. It's really important that we work together to create multilingual spaces. So much gratitude for the folks holding it down and doing that labor. Let us not let it be invisibilized, and we want to make sure that we uplift them. And thank you for the co-organizers of this event for continuing to do that. So this is a piece that we're going to share right now that is an excerpt of a flash fiction piece that is a part of, thank you, Omi. You can try it in another place. But this is an excerpt of a flash fiction piece that will be a part of our forthcoming chapbook called Ways and Ends. So here it goes. Yo me voy a comprar una finca. She put emphasis on finca the way she imagines people who live on fincas say it, and smiled into the clerk's eyes as he passed her change. She asked for 5 singles for the bus. She had a car, but crashed into things so many times she took a vacation from driving. Tick, tock. As she walked out of the store, she heard the chime of metal on metal and followed the sound up with her eyes. And from the corner of her vision, she saw the figure of a man behind her and held the door open. He carried small loaves of unsliced, white-looking bread in a thin, clear plastic bag with a careful knot at the top. She had seen the same bags of bread in colmados in Santo Domingo when she was younger. She'd also seen the knot, twisted first, then tied, and she knew that the bag would have to be torn before the bread could be had. The man was well dressed in dark, crisp, clean slacks, the flowing cloth suspended from his waist by a worn leather belt. The straight crease down the leg of the pants reminded her of her father's uniform and her mother's ironing skills, and effortlessly led her eyes to the man's feet. He was wearing sandals of the same worn leather as his belt, and his white wife beater looked whiter against his dark brown skin. He had a bald, shiny head and a charm suspended from his ear. It was the same charm she'd seen on Dominican babies' wrists and ankles to protect them from un mal ojo, a bad eye or look or curse or something like that. She had to strain to remember what the charm was called, but when she closed her eyes and quieted her thoughts for a second, the word flashed in her mind like a dim light observed through a crevice from deep inside a cave. Azabache. Everything about this man was effortless yet purposeful. Smooth. Uno tiene que ser responsable para trabajar, the man said with a surety she reflexively took for granted. He spoke in a heavy Puerto Rican accent, not overstated, but unmistakable, somewhere in the dialectical space between Spike Lee's Rosie Perez and CNN's Soledad O'Brien. You have to be responsible to work. She tried to make sense of this in her head, but the strides and seconds weren't enough. She looked at the man walking on her left as they crossed the street together. The light was red. Yo no quiero trabajar. And she held her hand in front of her, rubbing her fore and middle fingers against her thumb rhythmically, realizing as she did it that this was the gesture for money. Tick, tock. ¿Y cómo tú quieres vivir? The man asked as they reached the sidewalk. How do you want to live? She had heard this question too many times from too many people, but they didn't make it any less preposterous to her. Libre, skipping a step as she said it louder than she had said anything else, as if this were the cue she had been waiting for. She looked into the man's eyes and smiled with assured determination. The kind that comes before you start on any journey. The kind that comes from not knowing and from not understanding, from thinking too much and from not living enough. How else could people live, she thought. That was a more appropriate question. El que trabaja es un esclavo. For years, she'd seen that word slave in books in English, but saying it out loud in Spanish made her feel a new word. It sounded less abstract, less foreign in her native tongue, though she understood that Spanish was not her native tongue. She had surmised from her unsuccessful academic endeavors that most of what she had considered her culture was not, in fact, her culture. That she was left to deduce the things she felt she needed to know most to survive was her fundamental critique of current pedagogy. Tick, tock. Tú eres libre, the man with the azabache replied, shrugging with his voice. Because you work for yourself, because you buy the things you need, and he effortlessly enumerated the requisites for a free life. Pero no. And she held that no longer than she intended, until it resonated like a whine. She wanted to explain how we really are not. Many images crossed her mind. She couldn't tell where one ended and another began. Maybe they were layered. Maybe she smoked too much weed. Either way, there were faces of indigenous peoples, pages of books she never finished reading, people with black and brown faces, Cuba, Venezuela, Ecuador, and along with the images were the ideas and the emotions that were the energy behind it all, the glue, like tree sap holding it all together organically. But the slideshow was a collection of secondhand invented memories. The countries appeared as they would on a map. The ideas and emotions seemed to exist on the surface of her skin, and the faces appeared as they would on a PBS hour-long special. Tick, tock, chequea. They both shortened their strides, slowing their pace. Yo chequeo, he said, amused at her borderlands colloquialism or Spanglish, whatever. Tu compra ese pan, pointing at the bag in the man's hand. De esa bodega, pointing back at the store. Pero tu dinero no va a él. She tried to explain how there is a bigger entity that is raping our communities and exploiting our homelands. That they who work are, in fact, slaves that exchange labor for existence, and that the only way to true liberation is complete self-sufficiency on a farm somewhere warm somewhere. But she was talking with her arms and she wasn't making any sense. So early in the morning, to this man and to herself. And besides, they had reached the man's building, signifying that their morning exchange had run its course, or half a block. Thanks.
Marvelous, marvelous.
Oh, that was beautiful. Wow.
Marvelous.
And you have a chapbook coming out? When is that coming out? Do you know?
You know how it is.
But it's ready.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much. What a surprise.
Beautiful. So do we have any other takers for the open mic?
Yes.
Don't be shy. You with family. Who said yes?
I did.
Esther?
Yes.
Okay, so let me pin you.
I did too.
Oh, wait, that's Gretchen. Go ahead. You got
Okay. This is a funny poem. It's called Mi Papa Dios Must Be Puerto Rican. So in Catholicism, we as Puerto Ricans pay homage to our loved ones when they pass with a mass in their honor. I'm Buddhist, but wanted to partake in my father's honor. I remember as a child growing up where we were told not to do certain things because God sees everything and he weeps. No haga eso que Papa Dios llora. Don't do that, God will cry. Well, my father taught me it was okay to be mischievous, for he was mischievous. Being at his honorable mass and thinking back to my childhood has inspired me to write this poem, for I know my dad has gotten in trouble with Papa Dios, but I also know he and Papa Dios hang. Here's to my bestest friend on the planet, my papi. Mi Papa Dios must be Puerto Rican, my Puerto Rican Papa Dios. I know he's Puerto Rican. He showed me the flag one day, the arroz con gandules, red, white, and blues, con pernil y cuero, pasteles, clouds con queso blanco y guava paste. Mi Papa Dios must be Puerto Rican. His olive caramel skin shines my Taino Boricua rays from sunrise to moon haze. His auburn colored curls of luster locks feel like silk running through my fingertips. His rainbow smile shows infinite laughter, lightning, listening with thunder hugs from the heart. His humbleness welcoming as he is salsa dancing. As he dances to the tunes of Tito, Hector, Celia, and now Cheo, paying homage to his primos y primas, Los Santos y Don. Bodega box dreams driving a red convertible Chevy with Papa Dios in the back seat. Picking up La Virgen María, bendito tú eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre, Jesús. Yeah, La Virgen María, Papa Dios lover, like no other, immaculate conception. She must be Puerto Rican too. El cielo is the best disco in town, heaven. Papa Dios is spinning vinyl, house, disco, R&B. And oh, don't forget that gospel music. Stripper angels stripping our doubts of who we were, what, and where we came from. Clear, invisible, flying, free, spirit breeze of nothingness. all coming down to having the Last Supper just before knocking on the door's gate of 777, heaven's laying on cloud 9 till the end of time. I know deep in my heart and the pit of my stomach, my Boricua stomach, that mi Papa Dios must be Puerto Rican, my Puerto Rican Papa Dios.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
I think that humor is a must when you recite poetry, because you have to kind of change it up and break up the monotony. And it's always controversial to talk about things that people talk about, but it's okay. You know, it's a different light. You know, no offense to anybody. It's just a different light. And I truly believe everything I said, like for real.
I believe that Papa Dios is Puerto Rican.
Yes.
I'm not it. I was always raised that way. So.
And oh, wait a minute. He's my cousin. You know how everybody's our cousin, right? So he's Puerto Rican and he's our cousin.
Familia.
Familia.
So I want to thank everyone.
Thank you.
Someone on the fence, Susan? Susan?
Yeah?
Someone who's on the fence. Are you ready, Ellen?
Oh my God.
Ellen's going to perform?
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready for that. Hold on. Let me pin you. Let me find you. I love it. There you are. Okay, so I'm pinning you. And the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I really appreciate what everybody's doing, and it's really wonderful to be here and hear you. It's a poem called Seva, and it's in 2 parts. And I sit alone with my stories, some with smooth surfaces, others bring an urgency I can't ignore, like pebbles in my shoe that need me to stop and feel. I run my fingers through my hair, and inside and out I find the scars that when touched are no longer open, smoothed over by healing, not flat, not perfect, but healed in its own way and in its own time. A knowing smile creeps up. A part of me at rest means I know the stories can be told, unbound by the soft, safe space of finally finding comfort with who I am. The battle against self long over, the whispers come full of self-compassion rather than the razor of self-criticism. 2. My back splits open along my spine and thick tendrils of roots tumble out seeking earth, and through my chest presses out the rising trunk of a great ceiba that grows so fast to meet the starry skies. The ancestors watch and Atabe holds my hand while next to her, Oya and Yamaya blow soft winds and keeps the seas calm. The axis of heaven and earth now joined, the connection rooted, the vision stays. Again and again, I turn to face the moon in search of answers and listen as my back splits and the tree of the world emerges from the ribs that make my chest. The more I seek my ancestors, the more the ceiba grows, the deeper the roots tumble out, all to connect this present to the past. My ancestors say, love is the rain that brings the change.
Espérate.
Gracias.
That was stunning. Thank you so much for sharing that. You have inspired us and made space for this in our lives and in our hearts. So thank you, Ellen.
Thank you.
Truly appreciate you sharing. So as we're closing out the night, I just want to do another round of thank yous to everyone. I want to thank Crystal for doing an amazing job with the sign language interpretation. Crystal, big round of applause, big ups, big love for Crystal. I want to thank the City of Jersey City Cultural Affairs Department and all of the support, all of the amazing passion that you put into the city and to helping us put this event together. I want to thank the beautiful and amazing Wendelin and La Poeta for being part of this, for undertaking this madness with me and understanding that this is just the first step to an amazing future of things to come. And I want to highlight them so we can give them each an incredible round of applause. Please these two ladies right here, these two spirits, the energy from these two has just been amazing. It has been a fluid and easy production to put this together. So thank you.
Yes.
I have to say something.
Go ahead, Esther.
I like to say that this was a wonderful treat for my birthday. Thank you all.
Yes,
Thank
what a
you.
great way to spend your birthday.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
So shout out to Jersey City, shout out to Jersey City, shout out to Jersey City, shout out to Jersey City all day, every day, all day, every day, all day, every day.
That's right. So Gretchen, any last words before we do our closing meditation?
Just to thank you again, our incredible performers, our eloquent sharers of their own poetry, and to Crystal, who is 100%, has got to be one of my favorite ASL interpreters of all time. It just incredible job. Thank you so much, Crystal. And thank you to our closed caption company based out of Bogota, Colombia. So thank you so much for your international participation to help make this an accessible event. And thank you all.
Thank you, Gretchen.
Thank you, Gretchen. Yes, absolutely. And thank you to our behind the scenes, Thaquel, who you didn't see on camera at all today, but he was our bouncer tonight. He was the person at the door, letting people in, monitoring the situation, keeping a close eye so that we can be in a safe space. So I want to make sure that we acknowledge that this has been a safe space, and everyone that has shared, we have absolutely appreciated everything that you have shared with us. So I'm going to turn it over to who am I turning it over to? I'm going to turn it over to Wendelin to do our closing 2-minute meditation as we finish this circle and carry this beautiful energy with us.
Very simple, very quick. We are currently over time, so we will do this very quickly. It's just a quick way to show ourselves and each other some love. We're going to bring our hands together. We're going to generate all the energy that we have inside us, right? We are magnetic, electromagnetic beings with energy flowing through us, right? It's not esoteric, it's fact, right? So let's generate this energy. Let's create this heat, and let's give it to ourselves wherever it is that we may need it. Okay, wherever it is that we carry our attention, wherever it is that we need a little bit of love, right? And let's linger there. And let's uplift the words that Ellen shared with us about turning self-criticism into self-compassion. It's an important gift that we give to ourselves. It's forgiveness and understanding. And shouting. Let's generate some more energy. Let's generate some more energy. Let's generate some more energy, understanding that the source of this energy is infinite.
Amen.
And let's share it with each other. Let's share and receive at the same time. So that is the gift that we have of simultaneity. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for this space.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you to everyone. Namaste, Ashe. Please, it has been an honor to be here among you. Let us make sure that we keep in touch. There will be more of these events coming. Keep an eye out. Stay in contact with the person who introduced you to this space and this event. And let's just keep it flowing. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
This is an unbelievable treat. Unbelievable. Thank you so much.
Tremendous. Thank you.